Bartlett's coming in from now is the nursery end, but Tree's very close there.
Yeah, this goes up into the air, should be taken. Simplest of catches for the skipper, Mitchell Marsh, who is delighted to get the back of Hares and find an early breakthrough. And it's Bartlett with that breakthrough, Australia on top early.
There's always going to be the danger with Ollie Hares. He likes to go at it hard. He'd already got a bit of a top edge in the previous over. On this occasion, gets a massive top edge. Well taken by the skipper. Safe pair of hands, as you'd expect.
Andrew McDonald, before the start of play, the head coach, he said he feels this tour, not just here in Scotland but down in England, is such a good opportunity for Australia. Edged away, going to be edged for 4. And the fans getting into the action.
Australia will remember Brandon McMullen very well. He scored 60 off 35 in that match at St Lucia. It was outstanding. This time, well, it was an edge, but a hard edge. You can see there him talking.
From the start, he also was indicating to me that the vast majority of these Australian cricketers are 12-month of the year players now. Mullen pulls and pulls in front to square beautifully for 4. That's a lovely way to get him into double figures.
Well, you saw him make that gesture previously about the bounce, but he's absolutely judged that perfectly and picked up the length very, very quickly. He is a class player. He's Brandon McMullen.
Day up in Scotland, don't you?
I noticed all the Australians were wearing beanies and the Scotland players were warming up in caps. They're much hardier.
The biggest cheer of the day greets the first maximum. Oh, what a strike that is from George Munsey. I said he's in the form of his career. He really is. And a young fan has a moment to savour as he throws it in the Scotland shirt.
We'll get ready for a few more of those, son, because I think you might get plenty of balls out that way throughout the course of this match. But George Munsey was not going to wait long before he really took the attack back. Just picked that up.
To its second season, he actually found himself left out of the team after an amazing IL T20 and saw what he can do in the Big Bash. Munsey goes bang and gets a good piece of it. Thuds into the advertising hoardings. It's another maximum. His second, Scotland's second. They're just starting to get moving, starting to find the pace of the pitch.
Well, you're just talking about the Australian Big Bash. This is the Scottish version of the bat of Munsey. Nothing he loves more. His batting has developed so much. Just the way he picks it up, the quick hands. His wrists are so strong. He's strong when his spinners come on with the sweeps and reverse sweeps. But his batting has just really developed in the past few years. Strong all round the ground.
Oh, back to back. This one's even bigger. He's at his belligerent best here, George Munsey. He's never played better. And when he goes well, so too do Scotland. That's much more like it.
He just makes it look so effortless, doesn't he, when he's on? Similar to the previous one. Just fast hands through the ball, picks it up, uses the pace. That is huge. He'll love doing that today, I can tell you. He is one of the players who's been training the house down in the lead up to this match.
Well, tries to get enough of it, won't go all the way, but will be 3 consecutive boundaries as Meredith is taken to task in his second over. 5 have been bowled, Scotland on the charge, 47 for 1. Much more like it from Scotland after, well, just a few signs of difficulty in the first few overs. It was a 12-run big ticket marquee games at this venue. They did host the T20 World Cup qualifiers last summer. Thrilling contest between Ireland and Scotland there. Taken, a brilliant catch, and Australia strike back with the wicket that they needed. Munsey falls to a leaping English, and it's a big breakthrough for Sean Abbott.
Well, it's a good comeback from Sean Abbott. Munsey had just been striking sweetly. On this occasion, he bowled the ball really hard into the pitch in the previous ball. Did it again. Munsey went for it. It was only the faint edge. On this occasion, Josh Inglis took a very fine catch. Even in the past 18 months, I feel like he looks leaner and fitter than he did before.
And he's going to get off the mark in some fashion. It's always quick, the outfield, and Meredith won't be able to cut it off. It's a boundary to end the over, but Scotland have lost both of their openers. The power play may be honours even. It's 56 for 2.
And after the 6 over, Scotland have reached 56 for 2.
Yeah. That is McMullen at his best. Lovely shot down the ground. He really is all class.
This has been a notable feature from the moment McMullen has walked to the crease. Looking to get onto the front foot, very positive with his footwork. And taking the attack to the Australians. There you see it again, a front foot pill. Picking up the length very quickly. I think it is clear that that wicket just not quite coming on as quickly as we might have thought.
Oh, inside out this time, but there is a fielder underneath it. And so McMullen now has to take the walk back to that pavilion. It looked good while he was there, but the Australians, they just keep coming.
2 timely wickets here for Australia. McMullen doesn't quite get all of this. It is an area of strength for him. Scotland's 3rd wicket.
Well, he's got every piece of that, Berrington. He's probably their best player of spin, and that guy, well, congratulations, sir. You are in on the action. He gets a prize. Give him a whiskey. Again, he has moved across his stumps a couple of times, Matt Cross. This time, he does get hold of it. Himself into position to put that one away, helped around the corner.
Yeah, this is what you can expect from Matthew Cross, using his feet here to tell you the Grange are looking for an overseas player.
Got hold of that one. 4 more for Berrington.
Yeah, it's dropped short again from Zampa, and this time Berrington doesn't miss out. Rocks back onto that back foot and finds a gap. Doesn't get all of it, but importantly finds the gap. Another welcome boundary for Scotland.
Yeah, I mentioned the fine form he's been in. Speaking of playing at the Grange, I believe you still have a bit of a dab here, Preston. And this time it's gone straight up in the air, and it's going to be taken comfortably on the boundary. Bartlett makes sure of it. So Berrington, it's been fine from him, but it comes to an end.
Richie Berrington already departed. Picked up into the leg side. Does he get enough of it? No, he doesn't. Picks out the man, Xavier Bartlett, who takes another catch. It's one of Cross's go-to shots, and there's silence across the Grange as Australia have a 5th.
Yeah, Green's first. across, knew it was the time of the game in which he needed to force the pace. Tries to clear that boundary, but doesn't get enough of it. He has to go. Scotland losing.
Jack Jarvis is definitely one to watch for the future too, as Zampa returns and strikes immediately. Leask felt as though he might have got outside the line. I'm not sure if he did, and David McLean has no hesitation in getting the finger up, and all of a sudden the wheels are coming off for the Scots.
Michael Leask desperate to try and force the momentum here, the back end of the innings. Looking for that. Other players wouldn't be used to seeing him.
Where's this one gone? Oh, he's got a good piece of it. Soars all the way, maybe even over the stands. Jarvis, he's a precocious talent, isn't he? And that has brought the crowd back to life, just what Scotland needed.
Oh, it's been towards the back end.
Another cutter, and it's dragged to the leg side and picked out the man. Very clever from Abbott. He's outthought Jarvis there by taking all the pace off, and all Jarvis could do was drag it to long on. Another one goes. International career. Very likeable guy too. As Watt hits it straight to Marcus Stoinis, who takes a good catch. Stoinis hanging on the edge of the circle, as he often do in the last few overs. I think Watt's going to be disappointed it was into the slot, but all he could do was give a T20I wicket on comeback to run. This goes absolutely nowhere. It's going to be Mitchell Marsh who will get there. Didn't look too likely at first. He was waiting for someone else to call it, but he's ended up getting the hard yards in and getting his hands underneath it. Charlie Castle can only scoop it up. He's the latest to fall. Scotland, well, folding away rather tamely here towards the tail of this innings.
Yeah, possibly a miscommunication here with Stoinis and Marsh. He makes no mistake again, going into the surface with the cutter. Good commitment from the skipper. He makes no mistake.
It's the number 11 left in the hutch, and here he comes to the middle, Brad Wheel. And they're going to be bonus runs. And some cheers finally around the Grange. It's been a little while. An inside edge gets them to 149. Every run may count yet. They'll take them however they come, Scotland.
Oh, they certainly will. That's a very welcome boundary for Brad Wheel. Oh, that misses. Just gets enough on it.
Another cutter chipped up in the air to the vacant point region. They're going to take on the second and they'll get home. Australia, the bowlers have assessed the conditions really well. There's some cheers for 150 coming up going around the ground. They varied their pace nicely. They've bowled plenty into the surface. Scotland will need to learn from that quickly, particularly if the ball doesn't move in the first couple of overs in the chase.
Yeah, have adapted really well. We've seen that the way the bowlers have come back for their second and third spells and the changes they've made and implemented. There we see it again.
Good running again. We'll get two more. I don't think of a third, but no, the backing up is okay. Made it deep point. Nice little, just tiny piece of momentum coming in. 8 from 3 deliveries from Wheel. It's nowhere near what they would have wanted, but they'll have something on the board to try and defend. Final delivery of the innings is going to be a scampered by despite the direct hit from Inglis. Two umpires have a look at each other. They're happy with the height of that, and it will be an extra to the total to round out the first innings. Scotland will have to be satisfied.
As always, outstanding.
This goes a long way up. Mid-wicket goes back. Charlie Castle, he holds on, and Scotland, they strike early, and Fraser McGurk on his T20I debut. He's got to go for a third ball duck.
Wow, what a moment that is. Disappointing for Fraser McGurk. But perhaps feeling the pressure, that previous ball, crosser to the stumps behind the wicket, increasing the pressure, just gets right underneath that one. Charlie Castle, well, he held his nerve. That ball was in the...
Barrington, as you said, horses for courses, not used. I do know he had a bit of a niggle at points with his bowling. Early blow for Scotland. And so nearly 2 in the over and 2 in 2. Instead, it just squirts away. It was a nothing shot from Mitchell Marsh.
Can hoop around in the early overs here.
Last thing you want to do is give Travis Head width, though, because he'll pounce on that. Well fielded with one bounce in the crowd. You cannot allow him to free his arms. That's a stylish stroke to get off the mark. Driven at a catchable height, but Barrington can't get anything on it, and it races to the rope. Back-to-back boundaries, Fuller this time. Barrington was just a little straighter. It might have been half a chance, but it went so quickly, he couldn't get anything on it.
Yeah, just a few little heart-stop moments for Australia early on. The longer these two...
So slip in place, deep third, 2. Also deep backward square, 2 men outside the circle. Problem is, Head pounces on width. Almost an action replay from a few balls prior, 4 more.
Well, that's it. You mentioned they've got the slip in play, but with the slip in play, the margin for error just giving up.
Cut away and it finds the gap. There's almost an eerie silence, isn't there, every time Australia hit a boundary, but this is a fine stroke. Only a fraction wide, but Head, he's so good square of the wicket. He has profited already 3 or 4 times there.
Well, I just don't know if there's anyone in better form than Travis Head at the moment. It just makes it look so easy. It's almost like the Grange isn't big enough to contain him.
Big blow towards the leg side. Now, there is a man out there, but it's over his head. And it goes all the way for 6. He's so dangerous. This was maybe just for half a moment the thought of a chance, but it thuds straight into, I think that's the Gray Nichols tent with George Munsey on the front. Back-to-back boundaries.
Well, I just talked about the Grange not being big enough to contain him, and on this occasion, it wasn't.
Thread unless wickets come into play. Because mid-on has come up into the circle, he'll club you down the ground. This is a batting exhibition from Travis Head. He's putting on a show here in Edinburgh.
He is, and he looks like he's only just starting to get wound up as well. This is the problem. Whatever you do...
ODI debut. Now he comes on to T20I debut for a first bowl against Australia. And he's driven ever so elegantly. Not too much wrong with the delivery, but the perfect cover drive. Marsh now joining the party.
Yeah, it's not quite like his first delivery in ODI cricket, where he took a wicket against Oman, and then his second delivery, he took another. Triple wicket maiden first up. It was there, but on this occasion, Mitch Marsh just plays the textbook one there.
Pulled and pulled powerfully. We're seeing something quite brilliant here from Travis Head. He's on an absolute heater. He's flown to 37 off 13, and it doesn't really matter the length of the line right now. Everything must go. Some variations. Pace is on. It's looking very easy. A rare play and miss this time for Head. You can see there is some inconsistency in the bounce in terms of whether it's stopping in the surface or not. Scotland haven't really, outside of that early blow, been able to show that.
Especially, they do have a bit of inexperience in their bowling lineup. And this is huge for Castle.
Monstrous. Smoked all the way. Going to be 6 more. And Head is flying towards 50. The crone is because it's put down in the crowd. We're witnessing a clinic of the highest quality from Travis Head.
Yep, when Travis Head is on one, he's on one. You just look at the different parts of the grounds he's targeted. It's almost like stick cricket, isn't it? He just picks the spot and goes.
The 50s come up inside 4 overs, and you can add to that, it's going to be 4 more. And Head goes to 47. Australia in cruise control. It's 57 for 1.
Moment, and Scotland have got no answer to the power of Travis Head.
Just over the head of the man. George Munsey, I think it is. More runs, and it may well be 6. Yes, it's going to soar all the way. Marsh is such a powerful ball striker. Well, Jarvis has avoided the ignominy of a potential 6 sixes. This could be 30 plus off the over if Marsh keeps going.
Well, they're not showing any signs of slowing down, and just the Grange suddenly looks so much smaller when Travis Head and Mitch Marsh are going the way they are.
Have to change the pace of the deliveries here, Scotland, surely. Instead bowls it into the surface. It's pulled so powerfully, it splits the 2 men in the deep. It won't be 6 more, but it will be 4 more. This over still has a ball to go. It's gone for 26.
And again, that one just sitting up nicely for Marsh. He didn't have to over muscle it, just timed it. That was a perfect height. They need to sort out their lengths pretty quickly.
It's going to be 4 more. You won't believe it. He split the same gap again. McMullen can't cut it off. 30 from the over. Australia immaculate. Scotland being blitzed away. It's 87 for 1. Brad Wheel to bowl 6th and final. And the runs just keep coming. And there's a world record that could well fall here. The 100's only been gone past in the power play once in history. That was 102. As Travis said, he goes to 50. 17 balls it's taken.
Well, that is absolutely remarkable batting from Travis Head. He continues the brilliant run that he's been on in the past couple of years, but boy, today.
And now it's going to be more runs. And this might go all the way. It's 6 more. Well, they're being blitzed away here.
And Scotland have got no answer to the power of Travis Head.
Just over the head of the man. George Munsey, I think it is, at mid-off. And the 100 has come up inside the power play. It's the 2nd time in the history of T20I cricket.
From Australia.
Oh, now fortune going their way, and with it goes the world record. Australia have just posted the highest...
It's just unstoppable.
Everywhere the ball goes, it's just going to the rope. And they're making it look so easy, these two. Hitting the ball with reckless abandon. Scotland, they don't know where to turn, they don't know where to look. They look shell-shocked, and rightly so. The run rate's close to 19.
Well, that time angling the ball across, but it doesn't matter whether they're trying to dry it up, whether they're trying to discomfort him, whatever they're trying to do, wherever they're bowling it, he's so in now. And it's just hard to see how they get him out.
Well, the world record will fittingly complete with a boundary. Nobody has ever made that many in a power play, and Travis Head has been the driving force behind it with 6 bowled to bowl the 7th over. And he May well have picked up a wicket from his first ball. Pace comes off and everything changed. Steps, which he didn't. Now this one's been hoiked away and hoiked all the way. It's a slog sweep right into his hitting arc. It's 6 more. Travis Head zoning in on what would be a remarkable 100 here. Being an exhibition here at the Grange. He's going to try and keep going, but there's a man there. And it's held, well taken by Michael Leask again. He maybe should have had 2 in 2 balls, but Mark Watt has got 2 in the over, and it ends the Pyrotech on that list. Top of the list for T20Is. It's that man again, Travis Head. This is cut away. It's going to be cut away for 4. Gets it intentionally up and over the head of backward point. Good batting from Inglis. Was up at Delhi in April. Big pull shot now. There is a man out there, but it's gone miles over his head. This one's out of the ground as well. I thought the wickets might have slowed Australia, but they're just continuing to go at a supersonic speed. More awesome ball striking.
Yeah, for a split second, George Munsey thought he was in the game, but no, it was a long way over him. Just not enough pace.
Really interesting, 2 fascinating moments in the course of a bigger picture. Jack Jarvis back into the attack, and he's clipped away for 4 more. Inglis making use of that bit of fortune, that life that he had, and it's 4 more.
Well, it's been a tough day for Jack Jarvis. 30 from his first, and his first ball of his second. It's worked away for 4. It's a lovely improvised shot there. The use of the feet, getting outside that off stump and creating that angle to open up that short fine leg region.
Driven really pleasingly. Seen some very conventional cricket strokes amidst the chaos, and that is the perfect extra cover drive.
Yeah, that sums up Australia's day nicely, the way they've batted. As you say, it's a classic off drive in the slot, must be said, but he's put it away beautifully.
6 to win now. 1 blow could end it for Australia. Preston, you know the squad incredibly well. You'll have played with almost every one of them. You'll have captained plenty of them through your international career. There's plenty of resilience in that group. They will be able to bounce back, but when you're on the back end of a hammering like this, it can't be easy.
It won't be easy, but I think the positive thing for them is they got Friday and Saturday to really come back and improve themselves. Usually when you've got touring teams like Australia or England, it's usually just a one-off.
And that is going to be that. Australia, they have soared to victory in the most impressive of fashions. A terrific Travis Head masterclass, one of the best innings you will ever see in T20I cricket. He threatened maybe